Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Of course, completely different legend and completely different style of play. We'll have to see if it pays off, as it is in Simple's favor for their set count being 6-3 overall in best of 5 sets. Their last time facing off was actually at the Steel Series Invitational, where Simple was able to take it in a Game 5 set. We'll see if that repeats the history, as Blaze gets a phenomenal start with that spear chain.
He was able to read Simple pretty well there, getting the 2 side lights on. Simple with a D-Light there to follow up. Simple looking for an option into any type of combo here. Side light recovery coming out, and a Nair GC side light missing and dropping that recovery. Simple still trying to come back from this and even out the damage on these first stocks here.
Trying to make it happen with that SIG, but not able to find it. Still a little bit of a damage advantage for Blaze, and I can see why Blaze tried to drive us towards this stage. I was about to say, because it's got that high top blaster, and so going to be a little bit difficult to find those early stocks with gauntlets, as we saw last set with Godly finding those constantly. But Simple doesn't particularly care. He's just going to get the spike off stage. Blaze, though, quickly fires back to bring us to an almost perfectly even 2-2.
Yeah, closing out that last stock with a neutral sig on Spear. Blaze is looking for more plays here, trying to punish Simple off stage, but doesn't quite get that recovery. Simple going in with the Nair into the Dare, going up and trying to carry him up off the stage. But again, with that high ceiling, going up is not quite an easier option. Oh, going for that neutral sig, missing, and the Sarah as well. A lot of pressure coming up from Simple.
It's not an N-Sig when it's Akuma. It's the Shoryu. You have to call it Shoryuken. It's the
Shoryuken, yeah.
Or for my fellow Street Fighter players out there, you can call it the DP. That's fine. I won't get mad at you for it. But it's definitely not a SIG.
Yeah, it's definitely. I made the mistake on that one, my bad. But the Shoryuken almost connecting on that, but he's able to take out the stock regardless over on Blaze's side. Big advantage here from Simple to carry off the first match.
I think this is our first clear-cut example of, like, so far throughout the tournament, we've either seen like players just straight up not on their mains, or in the case of Dummy, a player on their main. Now though, we're seeing a player on their main versus a player off their main, and Simple just kind of showing, hey, this is the character, one of the characters I'm known for. I'm not really gonna let you run me over here. Like, calm down a little bit. This is my SIG. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Check this out.
My Shoryuken, yeah.
I don't know if that one counts as a Shoryu or not.
It's the sword, but yeah.
The sword and SIG is a little bit less of a Dragon Punch. But it works nonetheless, and Simple takes out game number 1.
There we go. We're moving on to game 2 here. Simple up on 1. We'll see what's Blaze actually sticks with his off pick on the Hattori, but moves over to small Brawl Haven. So we'll see what happens here. Simple was kind of dominating that last match, up 2 stocks on the end of the last match. Good damage being dealt on for Simple here with the gauntlets. Very accurate on Simple's part. Weapon throw actually missing completely on Blaze, but let's see what Blaze does to follow up on that. Sword versus spear now.
Yeah, Simple been favoring the gauntlets pretty heavily in this matchup, just using them especially at early percents to just build up lots of damage. But now the Nairs coming through from Blaze, keeping Simple juggled in place. Now off stage, gotta find a way back on, going for the low wall touch so that he can try and outmaneuver, and actually does fully outmaneuver Blaze. No hits on him in that recovery. Off stage now gonna be looking for maybe the ground pound. No, Blaze is able to get on past, but he's a lot less healthy in the process.
They're almost even in damage, it looks like, but again, the gauntlets coming through with Simple, trying to look for that knockout, and N-Light coming out, but a Nair connecting unarmed from Blaze. Let's see who finishes this stock first. Recovery missing completely off the side light, but on Blaze's side, it connects and takes off that first stock. Let's see.
Down goes
Simple.
the first stock, but Simple, he's quickly onto the sword. He's going to probably be looking for D-Light recovery here. He did it a lot on the last game. We've seen a lot of D-Light recovery in our Brawlhalla careers, and you know what?
course.
There's another one. Have fun. Add it to the
On
pile.
time. But there we go. Simple again. Onsword completely trying to deny Blaze of a weapon there, but a great weapon spawn coming off from Blaze to grab that sword back and not make it quite as easy for Simple. This matchup versus the last is a lot closer, and more exciting to see from both sides of the players here. Most of these sets have been pretty even, so Simple and Blaze duking it out, getting more damage on Blaze's side, stacking up on there. Simple
Yeah, so
off
far,
stage, looking for an option here.
It is Simple with the very slight damage lead in the sword mirror. That weapon spawn is in the middle of the stage, but both of them ignoring it for now. Neither one of them wants to swap off, and I can definitely see why Simple doesn't want to swap off, because he's been having a lot of trouble with the gauntlets going into Blaze's spear. So if he does swap, Blaze is probably going to swap off immediately after, and then he loses the neutral even advantage that he's had so far. There's a D-Light recovery. It's not enough, so he swaps onto the spear and finds another recovery for the stock. Now Blaze got himself a pretty nice stock lead.
Yeah, that good pickup on spear was important for Blaze to get that stock, and they're completely taking Blaze up, waking it up there. GC sidelight coming out from Blaze. The sword matchup is what Simple is looking for here, because he, again, like you said, his gauntlets hasn't been doing the best work against that spear on Blaze. So sword coming out here with a dare, looking for maybe another D-Light recovery, and there we go on cue to close out that stock. It's you know, we're just easy to read. We're just predicting it.
It's a never before seen option. These guys are innovating the game as we speak, but you and I, we're on top of our stuff, so we just intrinsically understand these brand new innovations like D-Light recovery on sword. Looks for the ground pound off stage. It's not enough to get the stock. It's not enough to even connect, and has to go for that outward recovery to be able to avoid Blaze's coverage. Both of them back on stage, throwing that weapon away, making use of unarmed for a little bit, then picking up another sword.
Yep, exactly. Nice side signature coming out from Blaze. Great dare as well to deny him entry back up. This offstage game is quite dangerous from both of them. They're both at one stock, but Simple stacked up more damage. Nice down signature, connecting with the spear, but doesn't do quite enough to take him out.
Looks for D-Sig, excuse me, weapon toss, but not able to find the stock off of it, so tries for another Sig on stage. Nothing has been able to connect, at least nothing critical, and now up in the air with no resources. Simple sees those sweat beads and his eyes just glow. He knows the opportunity that's in front of him, uses that neutral Sig on the sword, and then down goes Blaze. A clutch from Simple, but a game win nonetheless to go up 2-0. Set point for him. And Brawlhaven's going to be banned. Does not want to run that back, says Blaze. We're on to Demon Island, where we spent game number 1.
Yeah, definitely an interesting pick from, or they're still rocking the Hattori on Blaze. It is a match point over in Simple side, but that last matchup was definitely a lot closer. And you know, Blaze was actually doing really well in that last stock matchup. Simple definitely clutched it up and came back there with that punish. So here we go in game 3.
I mean, especially off stage, that was the Blaze show the entire time. Simple spent so long just barely avoiding, you know, the ground pounds, barely avoiding the dares, making sure that he didn't get pogoed into the blast zone. And then he got back on stage. Blaze made one mistake, and that mistake was jumping and dodging a little bit too much while on stage. The sweat beads came out, the Sig came out, and down went Blaze.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're back up to the sword mirror here on the first stocks of the match point. Blaze will be sent to the loser side of the bracket if he take. Oh, almost connecting that Sarah, out of options. Those sweat beads coming on out. Simple denying Blaze, missing that neutral Sig, but a lot of pressure coming up on Simple. Doesn't let Blaze have a moment to breathe here. Nice GC D-line into the recovery. Super aggressive on Simple, and it's working out very well.
Now hang on, this is a brand new thing on top of our brand new thing. We've only been talking about D-Light recovery. You mean to tell me you can do GC D-Light recovery? This doesn't seem fair.
This is insane. What a development.
We might need to nerf swords.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a great knockout option from Simple there. And sword, the sword favorite, that D-Light recovery. But we're going for a D-Light Sarah on the right side of the screen here. Nice GC and lights coming out, missing the Nair, unarmed. Blaze is able to still come back and say, hey, I'm still in it.
Coming down back to stage. Yeah, the sword mirror actually ended up going in the favor of Blaze during the last game, but it didn't end up working out at the end of the day, and this time it's going pretty heavily in Simple's favor. He's able to survive the Sair, might not be able to survive this weapon toss. Actually, he will be able to because Blaze guesses wrong at where he's going to be going for the recovery. Now onto the gauntlets, tries for the Sig, but the Sair comes through once more, and hopefully this time Blaze is able to close it out. No, he's not. Simple, still alive.
Yeah, he's still doing work here. 3 stocks, holding on to that stock, even though he's severely damaged. Ooh, the recovery taking him off on the top of the stage there. I thought he'd maybe hang on for a little bit longer, but he's stacked up a ton of damage over on Blaze's side, so a sizable lead at that. But I'm not counting Blaze out. Well,
you can count that stock from Blaze out as D-Light recovery connects once again. I think we need to see 3rd stock taken by D-Light recovery as well.
I
for
agree.
The fans.
What a great option. A new development as well with the gravity cancel. But let's see what Simple does here on the last stock from Blaze. Blaze can definitely come back from this though, however, and maybe potentially take it to a game 4. So we'll check it out. They're into recovery, missing. But yeah, there's just a bunch of sword trades here. Neutral going on. D-Light's Dare going out of the variant. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the problem with the sword trades at this point in the match, though, is that it benefits Simple significantly more than it benefits Blaze, just due to the fact that he's got both a stock and a damage lead. So anytime a trade comes through, Simple is like, all right, I'll eat these cuts, I'll eat this damage. Doesn't really affect me much because every hit I've got on you is just one step closer to that 3-0. Unarmed, Blaze is able to get the hit to reset neutral. Now onto the spear. The Sair coming back on stage allows Simple to take control of the stage.
Great Dare connecting there. Simple going off to the other side of the map. No punish on Blaze. However, he switches up and the spear is working with the D-Lights into the recovery. Closing out that stock. Can Blaze take it back and get, let's see, a game 4? I don't know. But he
entirely
possible. And gets a sword mirror, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but the gauntlets come out now. Blaze can only weapon starve for so long. Simple looking for the dodge read there. He's not going to need it, though, as he finds it.